Hello and welcome to another Overlord lore video, and today we are going to take a look at what should have been the 6 utmost epic angels in the entire history of Overlord, but what turned out to be visually very unimpressive beings. But before I go and complain about the CGI, I really wish I didn't have to say this sentence in the 4th season, let me first thank my Patreons for supporting this channel, as well as all users of the YouTube thanks function who made one-time donations. Also let me quickly mention my second channel, link to it in the description. Now with that said, let's dive into the topic. And I really have to give you some perspective why I am so disappointed and a bit irritated by how the 6 cherubim gatekeepers turned out to be. Back in season 1, Ainz has fought Archangel Flames. They were light sword wielding, holy wing adored angels of the 3rd tier and could be summoned not only by Nigun Grit Luin, but also by just ordinary members of the Sunlight Scripture, the weakest scripture of the slain theocracy. I know they were an elite formation, but compared to Ainz, they were nothing. But even so, these angelic grunts were still somewhat visually impressive, in spite of the rather obvious CGI. And once Nigun became serious and scared, he summoned what he thought to be was the highest level of angels, Dominion Authority, which turned out to be not exactly true. Still, this 7th tier summoning was very impressive from a visual point of view, with its holy light shining bright and its aura intensively bathing the entire battlefield in blue rays. And once Ainz had sent it to the Shadow Realms via Black Hole, the entire battlefield fell to despair and darkness. I really enjoy how, despite the angels just being CGI, the entire lighting of the battlefield symbolizes hope, struggle, and then despair, simply by the addition and then the almost complete absence of light. This is great visual storytelling right here. And since this 7th-tiered angel was so stunning on a visual level, less so on the battlefield I might add, I had really high hopes for the cherubim gatekeepers. First and foremost, they were summoned by the super tier magic pantheon, which allowed Ainz to summon 6 angels, despite being generally considered evil, focused on the undead, and blessed or cursed, or depending on your view, with a karma value of -500. But since most of his higher tier summons, such as the Death Emperor or the Death Empress, would cost him experience points, Ainz didn't felt it to be right to use them for just basic guard duty essentially, because Ainz 2 after Sheltier's mind control incident is now always escorted by other high tier beings or high level beings, and since Ainz was in Irantel, his stronghold, he also felt safe enough to use super tier magic, which renders one immobile for the entire and very lengthy casting time. Also fun fact, despite Irantel being populated with hundreds of undead and many other high level beings, for example Pandor's actor, Ainz son, the Floor Guardians were very much against Ainz moving into the chamber of the former mayor of the city. But Ainz felt that as a king, he should be with his subjects. Anyway, back to topic. After talking with 5th during the casting time of the super tier magic, 6 absolutely amazing angels should have appeared, because each of the 6 cherubim gatekeepers were not only level 80, but also angels of the highest order, the 1st sphere. In the 10th light novel they were described to be absolutely astonishing lion-headed beings that could take enormous amounts of punishment and still counterattack any enemies or defend their high-value target. Furthermore, they were equipped with either flaming lances or lances made up of fire entirely, and shields inscribed with A patterns. In short, they were described as extremely majestic and powerful beings. And this was also part of why Ainz had summoned them, because he felt that undeads, no matter how powerful they would simply not be befitting of a king. So therefore he wanted something that is very good at defending himself, while still making an absolute sacrosanct impression on the population of Irantel. That's specifically why Ainz had to summon them, and indeed the population were amazed about all of it. So it was also a display of power and grandeur Ainz sought to undertake. And then we were given this. This is a serious downgrade from the depiction of the third-tier Archangel Flame, and most certainly from the 7th-tier Dominion Authority. And again, considering that these angels were also CGI, and at least in the first season that the angels looked somewhat impressive, and that thus far, and in spite of minor complaints, the animation of Overlord's 4th season looked good, and the characters looked very lively and impressive. Seeing how the angels summoned with super team magic were looking was a disappointment. I mean, just look at this, they look so meek and pale and unimpressive. You would never have guessed just how overpowered and dominating they were supposed to be, and supposed to look like, especially compared to Dominion Authority. So ultimately, while the angels weren't very important to the overall story of Overlord, and while the limited time that Season 4 had, alongside the limited animation budget, were much better spent on animating the fight against Gojin, for example, or upgrading 5th. Seriously, she looks absolutely awesome. I really wished that they would have shown just a tiny glimpse, even if it would have been just a still frame of what a cherubim gatekeeper were supposed to be, because this is now the 2nd epic monster, summoned by super team magic, cursed by CGI. And with that said, why not take a look at some other videos of mine where I tell you about what Overlord has done right, because this video had been fairly negative thus far, which again isn't my overall impression of the 4th season. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and special thanks to Bad Guy Ye, Ben C, Chrissy, Crowley0221, Sia, Dead Slime, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Devin Downen, Duckwagon, Dystopia, Dystopia II, Enigmatic Unicorn, Ferrashivan, Guy with That Head, Hector Marino, Hoss, Haster, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, Chromius, Legendarius, Lelouch Britannia with a Mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Merovec, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, Normal Toad, O'Kill, Overlord General Gasper, Paddy Phantom, Paz Sonich, Primus 11, Shergox's Daddy, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Shrine Keeper, Staris, Ted, Texas Deer, The Orc Warboss Rock Ad Smasher, T.E. Wang, Vash Hawkeye, Vegito 27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, and Zonegon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day, and I hope to see you all again soon on my next video.